All right, and it is live now. So
Oh,
this
great.
is MyBubbleBall.me, and today I have David with me from SoCal BubbleBall, located in Pasadena, California. You can find him online at pasadena.bubbleball.co, and his Twitter is Pasadena Bubble. They'll all be in the description below, so don't forget to check them out. And thank you, David, for joining me. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were chatting a little bit before we went live, and you had mentioned you're just starting out with the bubble ball business.
Just starting out, correct.
Yeah. And so how did you find out about bubble soccer and bubble balls?
So the funny thing is, we had a bachelor party, oh, maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
Hmm.
A buddy of mine found this. There's a YouTube video that he was just searching YouTube and
Hmm.
came across this sport, and he thought it would be a great idea for a bachelor party. So we did that,
Hmm.
and I had the best time of my life. It was so fun and
Yeah.
exhausting at the same
Yeah.
time. But we thought it would be fun to, take this and try to see what we can do on the weekends, sort of a weekend warrior, see how much money we can make kind of deal.
Hmm. Yeah, sort of like a side business.
Yeah, just a side business without very much overhead and not too much effort.
Hmm. Hmm. Great. And so I know that there are a few different bubble ball companies out there that do franchises and sell bubble balls. So how did you decide on bubble ball?
We decided on BubbleBall. We did a little bit of research. Yeah, as you mentioned, there are a couple um, organizations that do this, and we just found that the partnership with BubbleBall it just worked for us. It made more
Hmm.
sense. The
Hmm.
advertising was already there.
Hmm.
They do a pretty good job of supporting you all the way through,
Hmm.
and the cost to get started was right within our wheelhouse. So we felt comfortable with them, and yeah,
Yeah,
and
great.
that's how we started.
Cool. And so, and now are you starting bookings yet, or are you still in the process of setting that up?
The site just went live last week,
Wonderful.
and we have a few inquiries, and we're hoping to solidify that.
Hmm. Hmm.
But we haven't had any events as of yet.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but we're hoping to really get going and cranking for the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you planned out anything yet on how to promote yourself and get out there?
We're definitely working with that. I'm in talks with the Bubble office right now as well, just setting up our social media sites because
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had mentioned that too, that social media is such an integral part of advertising nowadays.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're hoping in the next few days, coming weeks, we really get going with that.
Hmm. Awesome. And so, do you have any ideas of, like, are you thinking of just doing private events, or are you hoping to do like leagues and things like that, or just sort of whatever the people want? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I'm a league player myself. I play basketball in multiple leagues throughout the city, and
Hmm.
that is something I definitely want to see um, the bubble ball sport sort of just evolve into.
Hmm.
And I really think there is a market for that.
Hmm.
You just need, enough players
Yeah.
and enough nights to make it worth its while.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I would love to see leagues, but we're also pushing, just team building with multiple organizations.
Hmm.
I'm about to actually, in the next couple of days, just hit up a couple companies throughout Pasadena
Hmm.
that I know, especially right now during the summer, they'll do multiple events for their employees. And I really think team building is a huge,
Hmm.
aspect to just ensuring that, employees are satisfied and companies are invested. And,
Yeah.
sports like these or events like this really shows their employees that they are invested in them,
Yeah.
and they want to, build camaraderie and all of that by bumping into each other, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Another person that I'd interviewed, he was saying it's a great way for people to like take their aggressions out in a safe way.
There's a couple higher ups, some of my VPs that I wouldn't mind, trying to bounce around a little bit, I'm sure.
Right, and of course, all in a friendly way.
Exactly. No one's gonna get hurt.
Right, right. So what has the process been like of getting this business set up? Like, is it a long process at all, or what's involved in if someone was like, okay, I want to follow in Dave's footsteps and also start out my own bubble ball business?
Right. Well, with BubbleBall itself, I don't think it's typically supposed to be as long as it has been for us.
Hmm.
What BubbleBall went through, they went through kind of a re-shifting of their booking site.
Hmm.
They, I guess, integrated a new booking software onto their site, and
Hmm.
so that happened right as we joined
Mm.
and started the partnership. So it lasted, and that's why it took a little bit longer than usual. But I think within probably 30 days,
Hmm.
because since now that the booking software is live and ready, it shouldn't
Hmm.
take more than I would guess 30 days. But it's been close to 2 months for us.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. And do you have the bubble balls already?
We do. Yeah, we have the
Nice.
bubble balls. We did demo them at the park and got
Hmm.
a lot of interest and handed out flyers. So now
Great.
I'm hoping that pays off as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that some of the people, actually, there was another bubble ball partner that I had interviewed, and yeah, he was just saying that going to um, like doing halftime shows for sports
Oh,
games generated a lot of interest.
oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. It was just
Jot
basically
that
anywhere
down.
that, right, right, just anywhere that people take you, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, when we went to the beach and we did this bubble ball for my buddy's bachelor party, people along the boardwalk, I mean, almost everyone stopped and
Hmm.
just looked and gazed at what we were doing
Yeah.
with smiles on their faces. So I know, I mean, it really does kind of market itself once you're out in the field.
Hmm.
Um, and you just need to be able to, capitalize on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, So has the when you went for the bachelor party, is that the only time that you've played bubble ball, or have you played since
That
again?
is the only time I've played.
But you loved it that much.
I loved it that much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that really speaks for itself then.
Yeah, it does.
That's something that's really impressive because I don't know, honestly, I can't think of anything else where someone played, like a game of baseball or football and was like, okay, now I need to make a business out of this.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
That's great. Do you have any
I mean,
are
I really feel the sport is so new and it's still evolving and
Right.
I even talked to some of my coworkers because I do have a full-time I work in at
Hmm.
a local agency down in Pasadena.
Hmm.
Um, they no one really even heard about Bubble Ball. They've just
Yeah.
maybe a handful of people have seen YouTube videos and there's this one now video that's getting more popular of Shaq in a bubble ball. I don't know.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one yet.
Yeah, I think it's like Shaq and Charles Barkley bumping into each other, uh, NBA inside stuff type.
Hmm.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, there's still an awareness that needs to happen
Hmm.
with this sport, and it's still so new in the States that I really feel good about kind of being in at the ground level because everyone that's kind of the ideal situation is to get into some kind of organization or business where it's still relatively new
Right.
with a huge upside. And so if it's done right, and hopefully we do it right,
Yeah.
that we're able to capitalize on that upside.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Um, because yeah, I was gonna ask have if you have any competition in the area.
There's a lot of little shops around that do the same thing.
Hmm.
And where we rented from too, I can't remember the name of the company that we rented from, but yeah, there are for
Hmm.
sure.
Hmm.
But
And
I feel like LA is a big enough market that
yeah,
wouldn't really hurt.
yeah, LA is pretty big, so that is a plus.
Yeah.
Um, okay. And then are there any like thoughts or questions that, if there was somebody that was in front of you that you could ask who they've been doing, the bubble business for some, like, 3, 4 years now. Are there any questions that you would ask them about the business?
Um, yeah, what tools do they use to advertise their business, and
Mm-hmm.
how much upkeep and does that is involved in that?
Mm-hmm.
Um, me personally, I'm not a huge social media person, so I'm not completely savvy with using all the different social media sites to advertise
Yeah.
business. I need
Yeah.
to learn and I need to get better at it, obviously
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Um, so I would really be picking their brain on
Mm-hmm.
that aspect of it, because right now that feels like the biggest hurdle for me.
Mm-hmm.
We do have the site live, but now we need to start generating um, clicks to our site so that
Right.
we can keep people going. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I'm right there with you because I didn't have a Twitter account until I think like this year.
All right.
And and even now I like barely tweet. I'm like, I don't even know what to say.
Hashtag something, right?
So yeah,
Hashtag.
I just put a bunch of hashtags in. That's always my go-to.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, and then do you have any advice that like just from the experience of doing the research and going through this process, um,
Yeah.
what would you recommend to people?
I would recommend probably understanding what market you want to focus in on first, because
Hmm.
um, with us, we purchased medium and large bubble balls, and
Hmm.
so we are sort of we're not able to really service the younger population, because the bubble ball itself is just not. It'll be too big for kids who are 9, 10, 11
Hmm.
years
Hmm.
um, the majority of those kids. And
Yeah.
so there's probably business we're losing right now. So we're hopefully we'll be able to purchase those small bubble balls. But what we
Hmm.
did is we um, we thought that focusing on adults and the adult market would be probably better, since we want to market to companies and organizations for team building.
Hmm.
But it would be, understanding what your market is, and then the price point. So we struggled with that as well, because your bubble ball
Hmm.
kind of gives you the freedom they give you some ideas, and will show you what other partners around the country are doing,
Hmm.
but every market's different.
Hmm.
And I was in talks with a partner up north,
Hmm.
and I know he was having some trouble with just hitting that right price point
Hmm.
to really make a profit and be competitive in the market as well.
Hmm.
So understanding what the price point is huge.
Yeah. And so by price point, you mean like how much, like, is it charge per person or charge per hour?
That
Like,
correct? Yeah, per ball per hour.
hmm.
Yeah.
And do you go out to them or do people come to you?
Um, well, I am not. I guess people will be coming out to us, but the
Mhm.
ideal world is that it's happening both ways.
Both ways? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just because I know that there are some people where they do like only mobile, and then other people like have like fields or
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah.
right now we don't have a facility. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Oh,
no, we
oh,
don't
okay,
have.
okay.
So it's the local parks around the neighborhood.
Okay.
And we were able to check out a few of the parks, and there's no issues
Oh, perfect.
with setting it up there.
Mhm. Oh, that's a perfect way then, because I think it's advantageous to have, local parks than if you don't have a facility.
Yeah. Hmm.
Great. Okay. And then how about have you experienced any challenges yet? I know that you've mentioned the social media marketing side.
Hmm.
That's kind of a head scratcher, but are there any other challenges that you've kind of been working through?
Not really. Mm-mm.
That's great.
I feel like that's my biggest hurdle, and once I can get past that, then
Mhm.
I think it'll be okay.
Okay, awesome. That's so good to hear then. So far,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and and then how about, is there just something that you've been like really happy with that's been on how everything has been going?
Um, mm, I didn't really have any expectations
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on that coming in. So I feel good about how things are progressing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, I would have loved to already have an event and the site live a few weeks back, but just because of them upgrading their booking software,
Right.
that was impossible.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
And so, but so are people are able to book now?
Correct.
Okay. So
Yep.
then
You select that little
any
book
more,
now mark right there on our
just
site.
click that button and it can happen.
That's right.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, is there anything else that you would like to add or mention about your business or the anything?
Yeah, well, one thing, if you don't have a facility, it's trying to find the correct generator to, pump up your balls.
Hmm.
One of the
Oh,
logistics I didn't even think about. And
yeah,
so,
that's a great point.
yeah. And yeah, so just the setup and breakdown, but we got that all squared away. And
Hmm. Hmm.
the setup is, it takes roughly a half hour
Hmm.
for all 12 balls. And so it's really quick and easy.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, that's an excellent point that I hadn't even thought about. Um,
Mhm.
that did remind me though. What do you what do you do about insurance?
Yeah, so BubbleBall, they have a carrier that they recommend, so we're using them.
Hmm.
And then we
Perfect.
also have waivers that we require every participant to sign.
Hmm. Perfect, perfect. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I know that insurance is a pretty important thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's great that they offer it then.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. And so, and that's actually surprising that the setup is so quick. Um,
Yep.
I would have thought that it would take like an hour or so.
No,
But,
yeah, no, me too, at
mhm.
first. And I had to learn how to use a generator. I've never used a generator before.
And the generator is to operate the pump.
That is correct.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And now, does Bubble Ball, do they sell a generator or did you just buy one on your own?
They don't sell any at the moment. They provide recommendations.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so there's an informational site along with BubbleBall. So all the partners, just sort of like um, similar to Facebook, I guess, or some kind of like social media site where all the partners of BubbleBall get to go in and there's multiple topics. There's topics about generators, topics about advertising,
Hmm.
breakdown, the cleanup, all of that. So you get to feed off of how other partners that are established and see
Hmm.
what they're doing and what works, what doesn't work. And so there's people coming up with new ideas, not all the time, but fairly often. And so
Hmm.
you get to share and kind of work together in that aspect.
Hmm. Oh, that's good. So it's a pretty good like just source of information for partners.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Anything else?
Um, I can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay. Then I wish you the best of luck. I
I
can't wait
appreciate
for
it.
you to be, I know that from what I've heard, it was like once the word gets out and people start hearing about it, you're going to be crazy busy soon.
Yeah. I look forward to it. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, same. I wish you the best.
I appreciate
Pasadena
it.
BubbleBall.
Pasadena BubbleBall.
All the best of luck for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Thank you.